everyone, and welcome to the latest in our webinar series, the 15 minutes. This week, we have a wonderful topic and guest, which we'll introduce here momentarily. Once again, I'm John Newstreet, the President and CEO of the Kissimmee, Osceola County Chamber of Commerce. And a large shout out to our sponsor for this week's program, Kissimmee Utility Authority. Thank you, KUA, for being a great partner. And like the rest of us, we are all champions for business and community. So with that said, we'll get right to the heart of the matter and bring up our guest. It's Casey Leppanan with Experience Kissimmee. He's new to Experience Kissimmee. He's new to our community, and we are so glad to have him here. And so we welcome you. Casey, we'll have your biography in the thread here below us, so folks will get to know some of the more details associated with you. But last week was National Tourism and Travel Week, and so great time to highlight both the importance of the industry that you are in and the importance of that industry to our community. And although it's been a tough run through the pandemic, there's some exciting things ahead of us. And so look forward to talking to you a little bit about that, but I'll give you a chance to say hello to the crowd. And again, we welcome you to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, John. And thank you to everyone out there. I'm sorry DT wasn't able to make it. I hear he has set a very high bar. So hopefully I can exceed the bar in my high jump. So yeah, looking forward to talking shop and talking all things tourism.
Well, very good. I did tell Casey at the start here that we did have DT in the past, and DT was a wonderful guest and had high viewership. So Casey had to measure up, and I'm sure he'll do that. You've got a slideshow. I'm going to let you run through that. I know there's some exciting stuff happening. I definitely want to get to the local campaign you all are doing. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Casey, and we'll follow up with conversation.
Yeah. So like you said, John, I mean, we're hopefully coming out of the tail end of this pandemic, and we're starting to see some success in the market. I think, here in Florida, we had a really nice spring break. It was nice to see traffic and long lines at the airport and lines at the theme parks and out-of-state plates. So it was a good March, a good spring break leading into a good April. And I think from our standpoint, there's a big focus on driving local tourism, right? As the domestic flight traveler may not have the, I don't know what you call it, like the exact confidence to hop on a plane right now. We are an easy drive from so many places in Florida. So we launched a West 192 local campaign. It kicked off in May 11th. So it's a 10-week run. And our main focus here was really integrating with kind of this West 192 corridor and highlighting a lot of the local businesses to help drive awareness, right? And really highlight all that there is to do here in Kissimmee and Osceola County. I mean, there's so many things that you can experience that so many locals don't even know about. I always joke with my staff, like everybody knows the Vegas Strip, but there's an equally impressive side of Vegas that only the locals know, right? Mm-hmm. So how do we tell that story? How do we get people excited? So we've got a lot of really cool stuff that I'd love to run you guys through here. First off, maybe is kind of the insight. Like I said, locals don't know everything that's in their backyard, right? There's so many things to do, from kayaking to zip lining, the airboat rides. We've got nights, we've got bike trails, we've got food trucks. I mean, there's so much to do outside of, really the big theme parks that we all know and love. So, we created this campaign. It's called Home to Stay, Places to Play, right? And if you look at this, right, we call this place home for a reason. For us, it's all about showing our locals how easy it is to go from, ho-hum at home to wow, just around the corner by exploring local, right? There's a lot of pent up people at home who are looking to get out and looking to explore, right? And we've got so many great things here that we can offer. So let me walk you through a little bit of the creative. Hopefully some of you have seen this out and about. This is some of the street boards that are up along 192. Home to stay, places to play. And if you kind of look at the creative, you've got on the left side of the image kind of that home setting with the Americana, the white picket fence. And I think that's an oak tree. I'm not an arborist, but I think that's what that is. And that matches up nicely with the hot air balloon rides we've got going on here. So kind of as we work through this creative, I'll show you a couple different applications and how they all come together. Up in the upper right, we've got, the individual, the nice lady enjoying a glass of wine in her kitchen. And then the ad shifts over to the winery, which is here, right? A lot of people don't know that we have a winery here in Osceola County, right? You don't have to go to the Napa Valley or Sonoma or head to Paris, right? We've got a winery right in our backyard. And then down below that, right, the mother-daughter, I think it's bath time going on in the house, and then it swipes over to Margaritaville, and then you've got some good mother-daughter time at the pool, right? So continuing to celebrate and highlight all things local. And you can kind of see how some of the boards move when it comes to display. Moving along, we saw the street sign. This is the big billboard that's out. We did run a little bit of print advertising on this campaign. Typically, we stray away from print, but we felt that it might be a good opportunity to run some full page ads, and that's kind of what you see over on the right side. You've got the guy who's just kind of lounging on his couch, and then it transposes over to him lounging outside on a kayak, right? So you've kind of got this mixture of, right, home to stay, places to play. And I'll kind of show you some of the social activation, right? You see how the banners play across social. There's a little video that's going to pop up here. Right, so that's some social video, and then here's more of some static that rolls through and just kind of showcases the home to stay versus places to play. Next up is a nice little video. It's an elongated form of the video you just saw on the social piece. All right, so we saw some cool creative, right? That's kind of the nuts and bolts of getting people excited, right? But how do we really kind of drive the content forward, right? The whole goal for us was to drive locals into a landing page, right? So you've got this custom home to stay, places to play landing page with customized content, right? We went out to all of our partners in the region, in the area, and got deals and discounts for Florida residents, right? To drive kind of that staycation feel. And we curated a lot of content, right? Living like a local, spring break like a local, Kissimmee on the go like a local. So as a local, here's a lot of curated trips for you. Maybe it's a 2-day trip, maybe it's a 1-day trip, maybe it's a 3-day trip. But there are all sorts of different trips that were curated on different demographic settings for us. And as we kind of roll through it, another big piece of it was influencers, right? Social media influencers are a really big piece of our business. This is a family. Her name is Ashiki. She's actually from Winter Garden. So we brought her and her family out and ran them through a 3-day event here in the destination, right? And some of the cool stories about this, right? She's got a beautiful family. We own all of these assets from her. And we got great coverage. We got close to 300,000 reach across social and a $25,000 earned media value. We just finished up with another influencer. Her name is Angela Jones. She's actually married to a former Harry Potter star, Matthew Lewis. So we brought both of them out and then curated a trip for them over a 3-day weekend and had very similar results. We had $23,000 in earned media value from having her out. And this past weekend, we had Dr. Laura Scott and her husband and kids out. They're both doctors from Miami. And they're kind of telling the story through a different lens of how to vacation safe. Here's a quick rundown of some media placements, right? We did a lot of stuff on search and social, a few different print ads in the Sentinel, the Weekly, the Osceola News Gazette. And then we had 13 billboards and 4 different highway boards running along West 192. I'm not sure you'll be able to see this great on the screen, but this was just a coverage. So if you did want to get out there and cruise around and check it out, you could. But most importantly, right, we did all this stuff. Did it actually work, right? So we actually look at campaign results, not on here, but web traffic month over month is up 330%. Roughly 31% of all of our traffic is coming from the campaign. And the great part about it, like it's highly engaged users, right? They're locals who are looking for content. So we're seeing roughly a 4% conversion rate. And those are people who are clicking on a banner or clicking on a search term, going to our website, and then being referred to one of our partner sites. So we call those partner referrals. So for the campaign, that's kind of the big metric for us, is what does partner referrals look like? And over this 10-week campaign, this 3-month window, partner referrals have been 4 times more our historical average. So this is historical. So this is before COVID, right? So a traditional year, we are up 4 times the historic number. So average per week, we're doing roughly 4,000 referrals to our partners. So span that over a 10-week campaign, right? Roughly 40,000 referrals to our partners. And those are just people who are going right over to, the Bohemian or Margaritaville or Wild Florida and working to book a trip or get more information on the destination. So we've got another 2-3 weeks of this campaign, and we should continue to see the trends that we've seen. It's been really, really successful and something for us to continue to think about as we move forward.
I love it, and well done. As in all things that come from Experience Kissimmee, it's a great campaign, and it's making an impact to our community. So thank you to your team and the creative elements, and for driving business to our local partners and keeping jobs. This is all good. So we're coming up on time, and there's still some grounds to cover. So kudos on that. Keep at it. Let us know. We can support you. What are some of the current trends we're seeing? We did want to touch on that.
Yeah, I think some great trends in travel. 80% of travelers are planning on taking at least one overnight trip this year. Roughly 34% of that is planning on 3 trips a year. So some really good numbers there. I think, if you look at this slide, and I'll kind of roll through this, I want to be respectful of time, but more than 86% of travelers say they're more likely to travel if they receive the vaccine, right? Piggybacking on the consumer confidence that's coming from the vaccine. For us, vacation rentals is huge, right? When you look at like normal bookings, people are looking at 4 or 5 day vacations, right? Because people have been now pent up for 14, 15 months. They're booking 7 and 10 day vacations, right? So they're looking to do a longer vacation, and they're also looking to spend more. And vacation rentals are a key metric for them because they can socially distance if they're not comfortable being in a resort. A few things for us when it comes to search, compared to 2019, right, where our search terms are up 16%. And why is that important? When we look at Orlando and Tampa, right, our competition here, they're actually 7% down. Mm-hmm. So we're seeing that our locals campaign is working. And then just a few more insights to work through this quickly. Some things that are indexing high for us, these yellow dots in the middle, right? If you see vacation rentals, outdoor enthusiasts, and family vacationers, these are all very, very high in the index. And that's what we do well here in Kissimmee and Osceola County, right? We've got the vacation home capital of the world. We're all about outdoor excursions and destinations for families. And then just, where are people coming from, right? What are the markets that are opening up? Right, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Philly, New York, Charlotte, Dallas, and then all throughout Atlanta, Georgia, and various cities here in Florida. So some really good stuff. Like we're very excited. We had a great spring break, but we've got to focus on driving the next window, right? So our big push is kind of coming up for June through, I guess you'd say, September, October.
Mm-hmm. So let's just touch on that. I know we're abusing time, but this is important. It's great information. You're doing great work. So tell me about the Whelmed campaign and what the horizon has.
Yeah, so we're launching our first domestic campaign in more than 14 months, right, where our Whelmed campaign got cut short due to COVID. And it's great. I mean, we're really excited, right? This will be the first time we start marketing to some of the domestic markets I mentioned early, right, as flights are continuing to open up into the destination, and consumer confidence is, I guess, becoming enhanced due to the vaccine. It's very exciting. So, this is a new mashup. It's really thrill and chill. So it's showing kind of the whelmed that we love here in Kissimmee. So all of the matchups showcase kind of this thrill and chill, right? You've got like the me time, the go time, hang around, hey 10, lay low, go high, right? Action meets relaxation. And it's a perfect time, right? Like I said before, everybody is looking for a vacation, right? Everyone wants to break free from the last 14 months. But we want to make sure that as everyone does feel comfortable traveling, that we do so safely, right? We make sure that all of our partners are implementing the great safety standards that they've done to stay in business and keep themselves afloat. And then, how can we come through as EK and help to amplify that and drive more folks into the market, right? We think that this June through September is really an area where we can impact because when you look at like October, November, December, January, we're starting to see the trends in the green, right? There's a lot more confidence in bookings. We're getting RFPs to host meetings and events into our office. A lot of the resorts we work in are starting to get RFPs to host big conferences. So, we're knocking on the door of turning these things around. We just got to continue the upward trajectory and most importantly, keep the local Floridians at work.
You got it. And we are over time, so I'm gonna stop there. But again, say thank you, and again, let us know how we can support you. But definitely don't want to interfere. Y'all are moving in the right direction, making things happen, and that's what it's about. What we all want to see, what we all need. So thanks for doing that, Casey Leppanan with Experience Kissimmee. We appreciate you. We look forward to working with you as you settle into our community and the important work that Experience Kissimmee does out there. And one final say to our good friends there at Kissimmee Utility Authority, thanks again for making this show happen. And put in the comments if you have any questions or want some follow-up on these important topics. We appreciate you being with us. Thank you again.
Great. Thanks for having me, John.